I wanted to show you guys how the plate fits in this thing. It actually looks like I could put a bigger plate in here, to be honest with you. Let me get these unsnapped so this is out of the way so you can really see it. Flopped up. See, here's the plate and the carrier. And I'll tell you one thing you don't want is you don't want to get clocked in the chin with this thing. Let me tell you what. I can imagine some things like if you're going head over heels or something, this thing could slam you right in the jaw and probably knock you right out. But as you can see, it's about almost a full inch. See? And then down here, you see this is apparently meant to be a lot fatter or something. But here's this. This is the strapping. And it doesn't tighten it down. So you have to kind of trap the buckle with the Velcro, which is kind of lame. I think this thing needs something around it, just to make it a little fatter, maybe. Oh, maybe some foam behind it with a nylon cover over it, and then if you had the metal flanged part on the other side, then it'd be about that thick, and then I think it would fit real good. And you wouldn't have to worry about it sliding up and slamming you in the jaw, because this thing will slide around in here, as you can see. You can imagine if you fell down and this thing slipped up and clock you, take your teeth out for sure. Something to think about. Might be worth putting Velcro on this and Velcroing it to this if all you're going to do is run a steel plate, just to try and secure it a little better. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to knock your teeth out. Here's my El Cheapo bathroom scale. And it says with my boots on and everything that I'm at 240. Okay, so now pick this puppy up and we are at 265. So put the plate in it. In water, this rig is ammo and everything. This rig is 225. This rig is 25 pounds, which isn't too bad for a chest rig, I guess. Huh? What do you think, guys? Am I nuts for painting this thing? This beautiful SWAT black rig doesn't blend very well in the woods. Yeah. What am I gonna do? Well, I think I'm gonna take everything off of it, and then I'm gonna spray it sand or whatever, same as this pretty much, and then I'll add some black shadows, and I'll do the olive on top of that, and then the light sandy color. I don't know, I'm gonna have to play around with some strips of fabric and just spray them and see how it looks before I get going on this, because I don't want to screw this thing up. It's pretty nice as is, but I want it to blend, so time to mod it. Alright, so I've stripped the MCR1 back down to its state, and here's all the little things that are black that need to be ATAX FG, and here's the what is that, Desert Marpat or something? Whatever it is, Desert Multicam. That needs to get, everything needs to get blended into the same thing. Oops, sorry about the finger. So I'm thinking what I'm going to start with is my least favorite pouch, which is this little Camelback radio pouch, which is way, way, way big for the radio or the GPS or anything. It's very big and floppy and sort of more than it needs to be. This will be a good experiment, so I'm going to go play around with this and mist this with some sand Krylon camo paint and see what happens. Let's do a test. Oh, without further ado, man, let's just mist a little on here and see what happens. See how it affects the Velcro and stuff like that. Yeah, give it that Dirticoat look. Yeah. Put that thing over. Yeah. Now we're talking. There we go. Just let that little mist coat dry up and whatnot. Not too worried about the back of it and whatnot. I don't think you're really going to get to see much of that. See, the thing about this camo that I'm doing here is I'm not trying to get 100% coverage everywhere. I just want to do the parts that are going to show, and get it to blend up. Yeah, I'm glad I'm using a very small thing to start with, because this is very stinky. When the kids and my wife get home from Walgreens, they're going to yell at me for stinking up the house. I'm not worried about it being too even either, because I'm going to do other stuff on top of that. Well, that's a good test, good start. Gives me an idea of how much paint I got to lay down to get something besides something looking totally black. Put this thing over here in the light. I mean, for just a couple whiffs of the Krylon, and actually, you know, the darkness inside I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's cool looking. And then you get some stencils and do some green and stuff over that. Yeah, man. I'm going to let this dry a little bit before I mess with it. I think the Velcro still works pretty good, though. Let's see. Let's see if the Velcro's still nice and grabby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it didn't affect the Velcro. So, that's cool. You can paint Velcro and it still works. Cool. Yeah. Maybe just a couple more whiffs on this totally black part here. Yeah. And I'll have to knock it off before I get in trouble. They'll be home before I know it. I'll be like, what's that smell? Why is it? Oh, gosh. And you too? You're going to do it too? Okay. Everybody's got something to say around here. Alright. So that's the test of just putting a little whiff of sand, Krylon Ultra Flat Camo paint on some Cordura type nylon. I think it's working pretty good. And I think what I need to do is take this outside so it stinketh lesseth in the houseth, and I don't get my asseth eateth by my wifeth. Alright guys, that's the first test of the Krylon.